There are 7 new armor sets in the Wrath of the Druids DLC for Valhalla, and 2 of them can be found in wealth chests in the world, 4 of them through the Dublin trading system, and the Dublin champion armor is a combination of multiple things. In this video I will showcase all the new armor sets in action, tell you if they are any good, and also where of course to find all the different pieces. There will be timestamps in the video description as well for every different armor set, and you will see the topics in the video bar too. So really a ton to go over. A like on the video would of course really help me out, and let's go. Every week I do a giveaway for 2,300 Helix credits. You can enter if you want via the link in the pinned comment, and by being a subscriber of this channel, I will be announcing the winner this Tuesday. I want to start with the 4 armor sets you can get through the Dublin trading system. And in my previous video with important info you need to know, I already showed you how to very easily get all the required resources for these armor sets, because every renown level gives you access to new armor pieces, and the first set you can get is the Iberian armor with the plume. And in some kind of way, it kind of reminds me of the Immortal armor from Odyssey. Although sure, it looks quite different. The mask is pretty cool, especially when wearing a hood. And the set bonus of this set gives you 15 attack after a dodge for 4 seconds. And then also some melee and evasion as a passive bonus. So if you're dodging a lot, then this can of course be nice. And also great is that you get attack and melee damage. So it will combine instead of go towards the same attack cap. But yeah, overall it's not really impactful or anything. It's mostly the look that stands out. So again, you get this from completing the first few contracts in the Dublin trading system, after which you reach rank 2 and can then unlock the Egyptian armor. And I already went over this armor briefly in a previous video because it's inspired by the Egyptian Hush from Origins. Or inspired, they basically brought the armor from that game over, but added the mask to it, which you can of course unshow if you want in the menu. And I think it looks better without the mask. And I just really enjoy running around in this armor in Valhalla. And we discussed the fact that Ubisoft is bringing some older Helix mounts to the game via future packs. So they're basically reselling those older mounts. I'm not a fan of that, but adding older armor sets you can just earn through playing, and adding some new elements to them like the mask is really cool. Like, now I would love to see the Anubis outfit in Valhalla if I could pick one. And the set bonus of the Egyptian armor is quite nice. You get 10 melee damage and fire buildup resistance as the passive bonus, and then 15 attack when you play during day. You can of course very easily change the time of day in this game by using the meditate. But even when it's quite dark, as most of the regions in Ireland are, you will easily know if the buff is active thanks to the perk from the armor set above your health. So this Egyptian armor also makes the Iberian armor way worse, because for that armor you have to dodge all the time, while with the Egyptian armor you just have to play during day. Like, that's way easier to get the same damage increase. Rus is the next armor you can get from the trading system, a Rusland style set with a plate chest. I really like the shoulder pad and a unique helm. I totally know a lot of people wanted an armor set like this, so I'm happy they are adding it. In terms of perks though, it's similar to the Byzantine armor set, because it triggers when surrounded by 3 enemies. Then you get 8 attack, and then 12 when surrounded by 4 enemies, and 20 extra attack when surrounded by 5 enemies or more. But when you wear the full set, you get some extra defense as well. But yeah, if we compare it to the Byzantine set, it's basically less powerful. 20 attack versus 25 melee damage, and it also has damage decreased. So if you, like me, already have the Byzantine armor set to the max upgrade rank and on mythical as well, there's really no reason to care for this armor apart from the look. Because that's kind of the sad thing about all these new Druid armor sets, is that you have to fully upgrade them again using ingots at a blacksmith, and then you also have to spend a ton of resources in your inventory. So it will be a while before you get everything leveled up, and so far it's not really actually needed for any of the new sets. So the Iberian is something you get at Dublin rank 1, Egyptian at rank 2, Rus at rank 3, and the Byzantine armor is a reward for completing the contracts when having your Dublin renown on rank 4. And this armor is my favorite in terms of look, thanks to it being red. We got an amazing helmet and that mask underneath, which is actually quite scary, especially if you focus on it, but with the hood on, it really looks awesome. And we all see the Assassin's Creed icon on the back here, which looks great. Again, my favorite new armor in terms of look from this expansion. The stats are interesting. Only the crit system in Valhalla isn't that exciting. So when you do a crit, you get 15 armor for 6 seconds, with extra melee and health when wearing the full set. The thing is that you cannot really build around critical hits in Valhalla. For one, 30 crit chance means that you have a 10% chance to do a crit, which is already kinda weird for calculations. And there's also a cap on how much crit chance you can get in total. I still need to look more into it, but in short, you cannot really do crits that often in Valhalla. Although still, maybe every 6 seconds for this effect from the armor, maybe that can work. Still, it doesn't make it that strong if you do not play around the crit chance, but yeah, God bless for transmog, so I can still run around in this amazing look. So when getting Dublin to max level 5, you are also getting Dublin champion armor pieces. For rank 2, you get the bracers already, rank 4 gives you the cloak, and reaching rank 5 of Dublin will give you the Dublin champion helmet. For the other 2 pieces, you need to take out the 2 new Drangir, which you find over here on the map in Ireland. You get the boots from the Drangir on the island here, so you have to swim a bit. And the chest piece is a reward from the Drangir over here on the map in Ulster. They are not that hard to kill, although they were power level 469 for us. So you might have to be a high power level in order to take them out. So while the armor sets you get from the Dublin trading contracts only have one look, upgrading the gear pieces you find in the world will actually change in look. So this Dublin champion armor will change drastically when you upgrade it using ingots, making it look way cooler in the end. Like it's gold, it has shoulder pads on both sides, a massive helm. It looks really cool with the hood on as well, with the stripes. So yes, this totally looks more like a warrior armor, but it's all but that, because you get increased range damage and stealth damage, and 20 in total when you wear the full set. So it's for sneaking around, taking enemies out one by one with a charged shot from your hunter's bow, for example. Although I think you will take out enemies in one shot without the armor as well. The only upside is that the bonus is always active, so you always have this perk above your health. There is an issue right now though, where if you fast travel, the perk will disappear. So then you simply have to unequip the chest, for example, equip it again, and then the perk will appear again. There are 2 full armor sets hidden in the world in Wealth Chest that again also change when you upgrade them in terms of look. And I showcase the mythical versions here, because they of course look the best, although via the transmog system you can always go back to older versions of course as well. No, but I love the creature on the helmet and the red crystal-like things, the ring in the middle on the chest and the red color here and there. I really dig this a ton. Not sure about the green cloak though, with the line on the hood. Not really a fan of that, but it's still a very unique look. So with this armor you get 15 attack after being hit, so it's for a nice like counter attack, and this buff is then active for 10 seconds. But yeah, you of course do not really want to get hit period, so there are way better ways to get the 15 attack. There are also royal demands, so these new type of missions that have you clear camps without being hit. So then this armor set is basically useless. The only nice part is that when you wear the full set, you have 10 melee damage and 15 melee resistance, which is a passive effect, so always active, which is great. And you see all the locations for the 5 pieces right here. And then after that, I continue with the final armor set. And the final armor you can get in the Druids DLC is the Druidic Armor, and it's actually the best one in terms of stats, but I will touch on that in a moment here. In terms of look, it's pretty awesome too, but of course very similar to that mystical armor set Ubisoft released in the Helix store. So I really feel bad for everyone who bought that armor, because the only new part about that set was the helmet, and now you can just get that in the Druids DLC, and it even has different looks for upgrading, which again you can just revert back to with transmog. While the mystical armor set is a reskin of the Iberian set, this one actually has a cool druid armor. I think it really looks great, and again, it's the best armor set in the DLC. And that's because of the perk you already have when wearing 2 pieces. 3.5% health back after 3 hits on the same enemy. So that's amazing with fast weapons like the new sickles. But to be fair, I do not want to go too much in depth on this armor set, because I think you can actually make a really fun build around it. Because getting health back in Valhalla is actually really helpful, while the other stats are not really noticeable at all. And speaking of other stats that are not really noticeable, you also get 10 melee damage and 20 poison build resistance when wearing this full set, like as a passive bonus. And again, I will show you all the locations for this armor set in a moment. First, subscribe for way more Valhalla content. I got way more Druids DLC videos coming your way as well. A like on this video would really help me out. And don't check out my previous video on the best new weapon in the game you can also get in the Wrath of the Druids. You can watch that video by clicking on the screen. For now, I will speak to you next time. And here are the locations for the Druidic Armor Set.